you mentioned you've experimented already with ChatGPT. I mean, your team, Alex, your colleague, you mentioned, and this is a great time of like shifting within our tools as architects. So what is if you can share, what is your experience with AI? What are some tools that you have already started to test, and for what purposes, like ChatGPT or other? Now we have midjourney. What is called? We had that thing that makes renderings within Revit. I think it's called
whole flags.
Now every Autodesk is about to release some AI tools. Adobe released AI stuff. So what is your experience and what are the possibilities?
I mean, I think that's absolutely amazing. I mean, there's obviously a lot of caveats around AI. I think I guess as an architecture profession, we need to try and make sure that we can kind of keep the kind of bits that we enjoy doing. There seems to be, I'm slightly from a personal point of view, a bit conscious that we don't want to pass the enjoyable bits of architecture over to AI, because what do we get left with, I guess? So I'm slightly conscious of that, but at the same time, it's an amazingly exciting time to be kind of working in architecture and working in the sort of like tech area of architecture. I know a few concrete examples that we have. I know that the render team are using midjourney a lot, and I know there's a lot of consternation about the idea of using midjourney for creating images or inspiration. And I think there's definitely room for that. I know lots of offices are doing that. One I think really good example that we're doing, at the render team are doing, is using it to just like help them create renders, like put birds, have a background for this building which has a series of birds and trees. And I think that's like a really good, just like practical example of how it can be used as your personal assistant almost. So like if you were to create your like building of a render of one of our buildings, then we wanted to create it. I think this is also happening a lot when we're working on sites that we can't necessarily get to and take our own photos of. So if we have a site, say it's in like France, and we don't have anyone there, we need to take a certain shot with a certain building in the background, and we want to have like at a certain time of year, and we want to have a certain look and feel about it. I think what our render team is, they're using midjourney to essentially help them create this kind of look and feel and backgrounds. And so it looks like you're in that place, but you're not physically there. I think that's a really good example of using midjourney as a personal assistant, and not necessarily using it to generate images or take away the sort of like human element of it. But I think that's just like using it to help you. I know with the Firefly, which Adobe have launched in beta recently, I know we're also using that a lot. You can just like walk around to different desks and see people just using that in Photoshop just to kind of do these tasks that they'd be doing manually, and maybe like quite quick, but this is like a very fast automation of just doing those kind of tasks. So I think it's a lot of like, we're obviously doing a lot of research, but I guess we're at that kind of point now where it's going to be like a really fast slope, but we're just trying to test it out. I guess how it works on the design side of it. But also we are using it for like things like, renders and imagery and writing code. Writing text is a really good obvious one. But I think it's a very exciting time to be doing architecture. But I just think that we just need to make sure that we don't cede too much ground of the things that we actually enjoy coming to work and doing. Otherwise, we may need to move to different pastures.